Hello, everyone out there in just, lost without Japan land. This is going to be our day trip episode. We have a special guest with us today. I also have, sponsorship of Clarbrune. I mean,
Only
this
viewable
is
on my channel.
only viewable.
Yeah. I gotta say my visuals are better than yours, but I don't know if I can compete with quality.
The new show opening that you just heard, that is in celebration of 3 years of being crazy enough to do this every other week. But we are here together to talk Kyoto. And what I thought was cool is that I'd have my son Sam basically be giving up places that he wants to see. You'll hear what I would like to see and get two different viewpoints instead of just me. So you're getting the show you either asked for or didn't ask for. Now, if you are listening in podcast land, you might want to actually go over to his channel and just watch the YouTube version of this, his or mine. Go ahead to his, though, if you're going to do the video. Save me the audio. But on it, you'll be able to see, in theory, not that we've done this maybe 3 times or 5 times. I don't know what the times are, but this time Riverside might work. Not sponsored by Riverside. And we should be able to show you a map of what we're talking about. And in Sam's notes, my notes, I'm going to give you the Google Maps of everything that we've talked about today. And you can look at it if you're doing podcast as we're going through, or you can just look at the screen if you're following along with us by video. Regardless, if you end up in Kyoto, you're going to have some maps of places to go and things to see and whatever catches your fancy. We have some good stuff to share today. Sam was kind of, last time we recorded this episode.
What do you mean? This is the first time.
First time, definitely first time. Son.
I've never seen any of these places before.
Including that magnificent surprise that's later that you don't know about
yeah,
yet.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm right here with you guys.
So here we go, my friends. If this video has a black screen, I'm sorry, we've tried. If it's a black screen with 2 small screens of Sam and I, just roll with us. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that you're going to see our map screen that's on here, and it's be a nice part today. I have my Instagram, which is Lost Without Japan. I have the emails. I have the show. And Sam, like I said, has his Instagrams, these, and his show itself. So please, give a follow, a like, whatever it is that's on the YouTube lands. Give it lots. And
5 stars.
5 stars, 10 stars. If you're on Patreon listening to this for my show, you'll see all of the documents and things are here, and you'll get to see this and listen to this early. Let's get going with Kyoto. We recorded this, like I said, maybe once before. So we're going to get rolling. Before exploring Kyoto, though, my recommendation is this, before we get to our snacks here in a moment. Comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes, and sunblock, honestly, regardless of time of year, because you're in so much more open than you think you will be. And nothing is worse than having a sunburn in November. Not that that's happened to me previously. So that and snacks and water, because there's, believe it or not, son, when you're walking around all these different places, there's not a bunch of convenience stores that are around these temples and shrines that you can go to all the time. So, come on.
More convenience stores. Less historical monuments.
That's right. Knock it down. Hear me, Zudera. Bah,
we need more 7-Elevens.
So, before we head out to explore Kyoto from Kyoto Station, what are you picking up from the convenience store before you head out?
So I got some green tea Kit Kats and some green tea, of course, and also got to grab the Choco Thunder.
Oh yeah,
the classics. Only the essentials on our trip.
I will agree with you there. The Choco Thunder is always way to go, and if you're there during summer when it has the mint Choco Thunder, I'm gonna go ahead, son, and do our coolish, because regardless of time of year, that coolish is fantastic, and we will figure out a way to dry ice it back home one day. Um, that ice cream is fantastic, and I like to do one frozen water if and one refrigerated one. A lot of these places you go to that are super touristy, near the touristy spots are, I guess it, used to having tourists. So you can find in those convenience stores a lot of times frozen water with the water that is just refrigerated. Um, grab both. Grab the big ones and have it with you, because you need to stay hydrated as you're going along today. And I do have an app though that shows you where you can get water at a different bunch of places throughout Japan. I'll look that up as Sam is talking here in a little bit. But I'm going to say, son, besides the coolish, the small donuts from 7-Eleven, the donuts would be probably, I try not to crush and carry those with me as we're going around today. How about you? Any other, donutty snack type things that you want to?
Those half chocolate, half not donuts from 7-Eleven were so fantastic, and I wanted to bring one back, but it got crushed in my bag on the way back. But this time I'm coming back, you best believe I'm grabbing like 3 of them, handing them out to people. Like, you never get these anywhere else.
It is, and even if it's crushed, you just pour that stuff back. That's It's great. It's great.
Just like crack, just
it really is. It really is. Who needs drugs when you could have half chocolate, half nut donuts from Japan? Well, we are gonna roll through. The first place that I'm gonna go with today is the Verde Kyoto Hotel. It has a 2 in the front of it.
I think
I don't know.
I'm looking at it, I think it's Il Verde.
Il Verde.
Il Verde.
Maybe I teach art for a reason. Il Verde. Look, son, you're fantastic. That's why I brought you along for this as a special guide for our group today.
Reading.
The reading. This hotel, the one that I ended up picking, I like it because it is actually close to Kyoto Beer Lab that I'm looking forward to actually experiencing with you, later on together. One thing that's for me is at the end of the day, like there's large chunks of Kyoto that kind of like shut down at night. That is no stranger for Japan, but it can be hard at times to find places to hit up that aren't a convenience store. And Kyoto Beer Labs, having a frosty beverage, and then the cool thing about this is its location is right by a river, so you can get your beer, go out and look at a river in Japan, alcoholic or not. Just grab a drink, go out there, and just really take in the city at night. The cool thing is it's open each day from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Usually food service, I would say, is going to be kind of cutting off around that 9 o'clock time. But at least like that hour before, I wouldn't count on getting anything. Another cool thing about it is that they, besides being close to the hotel that I picked, is, we'll go into that like Kyoto Beer Labs like a little bit later, but there's some cool add-ons to that because people have found out about it. But the Verde Kyoto Hotel is my selection. And it's funny, like you go through reviews sometimes because I like to read through them before I stay in a place just to make sure that they're not like, hey, what's that sound outside my door? Type of, things that are going on. Or maybe there's not bugs every time you turn the lights off that come out on the floor. But for this one, none of those things. It's close to Kyoto Beer Labs. It's a 7-minute walk from the train station that is nearby. It's a 2-minute walk to a bus stop. There's so many different things that are in the area, including one kind of cool thing, which is the Shosei Inn, garden, which is right across the street. You can, at the end of the day, have even more greenery than you've already experienced. And just at 13,090 yen a night, upwards of 25,060 yen, which is, let's just do it even though this isn't the case, $130 to $250 a night. Not bad for November when I was looking. And a lot of the prices in that area can go up quite a bit. And this is not a bad place to stay at. Just everything kind of looked nice for the hotel, and I'll kind of show you just some of our pictures besides the Il Verde that I'll get eventually. Look at these rooms. Look at that free tea and coffee, possibly. Look at those washing machines. There's nothing that Sam could show next that could possibly beat this amazingness that is here. Vending machines. There's not enough vending machines. Look at that. Ooh, look at that open washer dryer. This is where it's at. Look at those views. Il Verde Hotel, Kyoto. That's my recommendation. And Sam, on the other hand, has chosen a different spot. Do you want to start talking about that spot while I find it to show up? There we go.
Yes. So the place I chose is going to be the Hiramatsu Kyoto Hotel. By the time I get to Kyoto on my trip, I'll have been in Japan for a little under 30 days. So why not treat me and my dad, who so graciously agreed to pay for our 40,000 yen room? Jokes aside, this place immediately caught my eye when I was looking at ryokans, because I want to stay at least one on my trip. Since I'll be there for a while, I might as well. I didn't on my first time, so let's live a little. I may or may not stay at one, but I best believe if I win the lottery, I'm staying at nothing but them. So the food and everything looked really cool. I saw the outside and was like, ooh, this is pretty fancy looking. It's very expensive. I think 40,000 yen was the low end, because I'm seeing now on Google it's $618, which would be more like 70,000 yen. So, it's not for not a budget option. Don't come to me for if you're looking for if you're looking for a budget option, just go with the hostel. Just keep it cool. But this one looks really cool. If you got the money to spend, why not treat yourself?
You're worth it. Worth it. And
I saw a lot of the reviews were in English, so it looks like they have pretty good accommodations for those who speak English. And when I go there, I'll barely be at an N5 level, so I will need it.
You'll take it. We'll take it all. We'll be like, hello. After this lodging, I want to go ahead and move on to some breakfast, starting our day off. Lorimer Kyoto is where I'm going to roll out with, and the cool thing about this place for me, son, is besides the amazing, pictures of the food, it is a very, very Japanese breakfast, and it has just so many different things that you would normally experience in a Japanese style breakfast, as opposed to what we would consider French toast, ham, bacon, things like that. That is not the case for this. You're going to get to experience, look at that, like right here.
No peasantry here.
No peasantry here. If you're going to be staying at Sam's place, you might as well roll out to this one next. It is an 8-minute walk, though, from the lodging that I talked about before. It's open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., I should say. 3 a.m. would be pretty cool, though. 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends.
They're open -4 hours.
That's right. Don't sleep. It's Japan. You don't need to. 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on those weekends. And you can book through Tablelog. They mention another site that's the lorimerkyoto.com, which I would just stick with Tablelog, honestly. It is the way to go. It is so easy, and you can start booking things out as far as they'll let you. Some places let you go considerably far out. When I was looking in August 4th, when I was kind of creating this, it would let me go out to like the very beginning of November. So, I'm sure now going into September, coming up in a little bit, we're going to be later in November or the beginning of December. So great time to have it. And one other cool thing is, I wouldn't be going to get this every single day. Number one, pricing, but number two, just completely different to me. And for anyone that's listened to my show for the last 3 years knows how much I love McDonald's breakfast. But that LorimerKyoto.com, I would kind of stay away from. It just says it's not secure. And I would hate for someone to watch this and have their information stolen, for going through. So just stick with the others here. One plus about visiting Kyoto and a lot of different places, for either the positive or negative of it, there's a lot of foreigners. And so they're used to speaking at least a limited level of English. Not every place, but more than you would experience otherwise in Japan. And this is also the case with Lorimer Kyoto. So don't worry about having to have a whole bunch of Japanese. You can come in, just enjoy your meal. And they really are pictures that are go on any social media that you put them to. They're going to be super healthy. Fish, various fish, rice, your miso soup. And it's going to be around 2,000 to 3,000 yen per person, which is around 20 to 30 bucks. But having English speaking staff and being able to experience this in Kyoto is, at least to me, would be worth it at least once. Sam, your breakfast place is just harder for me to find on our Google Doc.
But I added it to the one grouping you made for the maps.
Okay, let's see.
I forget.
Is it? Oh, I think it's right here. Right there.
Oh yeah, Fudu House.
Okay, so for your breakfast, son, your place looks amazing.
Yeah, Fudu House. It looks very swanky just for me. The front is a big sell, and I know it is for a lot of people because if you're walking by, that's what you're gonna see. So you want it to look cool. Look
rice
at that.
For 800 yen.
I know. See, it's not as fancy as yours, but look at that. You got the okonomiyaki, you got the omurice, you got some French toast. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere there.
There we go.
Yes. I mean, we were just trashing on French toast earlier, but come on. I love me some French toast. I love me some okonomiyaki. Maybe not in the morning, but
that curry with the egg and rice sounds like amazing. I've never had that for breakfast, but
yeah, and floats.
And
floats.
Oh, wake up
beer.
Oh man,
yes.
Son, you might have just beat your dad when it comes to breakfast here.
English menus, wake up beer. Come on, what more do you need? The aesthetic looks cool. There's English reviews. I think it's good for foreigners. It looks really great. So
I like that, and then I like the fact too. It does show some takeout possibilities. So if you're one of those things you can't get in, and you hear maybe you can take something to go, and it looks like. Let's see. All the days. It looks like all the days it's open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., which is a nice plus as well. Of course, I say 9 a.m. to 8 a.m., with the exception of that being Saturday, Sunday. Is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That would be a good catch. So I like that though. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I ended up going with a shrine for my next one, and it is a shrine from, believe it or not, Lost in Translation, and the shrine, the Heian shrine that I'm talking to. Was actually in the movie, and it was built in 1895 to commemorate the 1100th anniversary of the founding of Kyoto. So built like 1895, and
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, just like yesterday, we talked about this. But if you're watching Lost in Translation and you go to the 72-minute mark in the film, you will see a massive garden on the east side of this shrine that Scarlett Johansson's character Charlotte walks across those circular steps. So if you want to, really all encompass this episode today, you can put the movie on. And I'm not saying, son, that I had somebody. When I went last time, there was a person that was having like tea and like treats and things, and I got those. And I motioned to them with a camera, and apparently enough people have asked them to do this, so they took my picture as I walked across. I'm going to do it again because it didn't turn out. But it's just great. And one other nice thing about that, besides just the movie, is it's really less traveled. Even more so because of the fact I think the movie's been out for a while, so you're not getting that movie traffic as much, which is nice because Kyoto can get super busy, especially around noon, the middle of the day. One thing though that could impact your visit, depending on when you go, is they're going to be celebrating the 100th and 30th anniversary in 2025, like through 2025, I should say, March 15th at 10 a.m. in 2026. If you'd like to celebrate with them, you can be in Japan to do so. But it's great. There's one thing that I'd like to mention is this: is the gravel that covers a lot of the main area could be problematic for anyone that's in a wheelchair. So just like navigating around for that, it really wasn't, made with that in mind, unfortunately. And the rest of it, though, like you kind of work through what you have. It is a nice getaway. The garden is about 600 yen admission, which is really no money. $6. It's less than $6 right now. And the hours of the garden vary according to the time of year. So I just suggest checking the temple's site before you go. Usually ranges around 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And, if the tea place and snack place is still there, enjoy it and have your picture taken as well. Be your own Charlotte. What about you, son?
Well, mine's not quite as fancy as yours, but it has a life-size Ava in it. It's the Toei Kyoto Studio Park. I wanted to visit this place last summer, but I ended up not going to Kyoto at all on my first trip because I was sick. Yeah, this is definitely number one on my list. I'm a big Evangelion fan, and then look at everything else. There's a cool little, like, old style village, Power Rangers, like what? Sailor Moon, what? So need I say more? Apparently I saw you could dress up as a samurai, so it seems like this is a really cool place. It's also not expensive at all. I think I saw it was like $20 or something, so definitely worth it, at least for a couple hours to visit when you're in Kyoto.
I like places like this just because you get, and it's saying like the Edo period, so you're getting traditional buildings that are there, like replicas of them, so you can see what it was like at that point in time. And at a price point of around like $15 through trip.com, or $17 through the official site. That looks like a Goda is a possibility as well. Maybe Klook, unofficial sponsor of the show, I hope at one point in time. Might be able to do that too. I don't see it though. Klook, you're missing out, man. Get your tickets to Toei, get to the Kyoto Studio Park. It's going to be huge after it's seen on this episode. So we apologize in advance for the swarm of people that were sitting that way. Next for me, son, is going to be a French bistro. And the bistro and the Frenchedness of it is actually somewhat, the owner is actually from France, so you're going to get or spend time, like a large chunk of time it's there. It's going to give you an amazing view if you look kind of here out. It is super close to the river that is here, and I'll kind of go through that. Here's some more bread if we didn't get enough before. Here's some drinks and things. The bar, everything. They've got these pictures that are here. And basically, it's along the Kamigawa River, and you can enjoy brunch, lunch, tea time, dinner, or just some drinks. You can enjoy the terrace too. It's open May through October. The bar is well stocked with craft beer, gins, whiskey, sake, and alcohol from around Japan. And there's 100 different photos of Kyoto from past times, so you can see what the city was like before it reached the point that it is. And it looks nice from a standpoint of it's open from around 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. But again, I would kind of not expect to get food anytime after 9 o'clock. Just because it'll be drinks only, I betcha, around that time. the website did flip and change between Japanese, French, and English, depending on. You're going to be, if you choose to take advantage of that little deck area, gotas, all that different stuff, whatever it is, you're going to be charged around 500 yen per person to do so. They only accept cash. So you're not going to be able to use any credit cards or e-payments, things like that. One other thing is if you're traveling with family or on a date, you can't just order something and share it. Everybody has to have their own dishes. This place is kind of small, so they need to take advantage of as much revenue as they possibly can. It's kind of just a thing in Japan where some of the places allow you to do that, but quite a few, everybody has to have their own thing. That just is what it is. There's a couple, but if you're, one other thing that I'd like to say is that if you're allergic to cats, it may not be the right place for you, but it could be a draw for others.
Won't attract me. Let's go.
Yeah, won't attract. Let's go. But like I said, the meals seem to get a mixed review to it according to price and what you're spending. But you're in Kyoto, everything's going to cost more. I probably would go for a light. Speak of the cats, I'd probably go for a light meal and eat elsewhere for what I have. But if you're looking at what you have, if you go to get some dessert and drinks later on, come on, you can't go wrong with this. So
more cats.
That is more cats. That's going to be my recommendation, and we're going to roll over to Sam's lunch selection, which instead of just stopping for a small bite to eat, I would go all in for what you're
all the way.
About.
I found this place because I was just kind of BSing, and I looked up Mexican food in Kyoto because I was like, there's no way there's Mexican food in Kyoto. But lo and behold, Kokina Orare is, it looks pretty legit. There's a lot of good reviews, 4.5 stars. That's not easy to do. Why not try some authentic Mexican food when in Kyoto? Like, what else would you want? At this point in my trip, I'm gonna be missing Mexican food more than anything. Not burgers, nothing like that, but I know it is hard to find good Mexican food there. But look at this. The burritos look legit. Like, this is legit. So
it's like
I am
legit mole sauce. Like, this is look at those.
I'm pumped to try this. So I definitely want to check this place out when we're there.
No doubt about it. And if this, I just need to see something here. This is important stuff. This is, behind the scenes. We have dine-in. We have curbside. It is closed at the moment. Who knew? But it is 12 to 2 p.m. Or for lunch, 5 to 8:30 for dinner. Closed on Mondays, which is what it is. But one thing I'd like to point out is they do, have the ability to reserve. So if you're going to, it looks like you could go through this hot pepper is the name of it. So it looks like you could reserve a spot in advance. Son, we might have to look at this after the show. I'm thinking, I'm good. Let's do it. I totally want in on this. I like it. Great choice, Sam. I'm gonna go for next is, at this point in the time, I might need some sugar. I will need some sugar. And with the amount of steps that you just do while you're in Japan is so much more. I'm going to recommend a place that's going to have Japanese mochi and jelly desserts. Fuku Edo is going to be the place. Let me pull that up for us real quick. A couple of different things I love about this is when you're traveling about Japan, you never know when you're going to run into people. And you might run into somebody that gives you directions. You might run into somebody that helps you out. You might run into somebody that wants to pay for a meal for you. It happens. My buddy Steve and I, we were in Osaka and we went into a coffee shop. It was just this lady ran it. She lived above it. And one of her bean roasters came in to celebrate their birthday with his girlfriend. And we ended up staying the entire night drinking and having fun. And when you have those awesome occurrences, it'd be great just to be able to hand out a small gift to them. And this, I think, would be something that would mean a lot to show, you're thinking about it. So not only is it something that would be a great gift, it is something that tastes great themselves. And it's a legit, again, in Japan, Japanese snack. Unlike back stateside, you're not going to have the tons of sugar. So it is like just eating in Japan as a whole can be acquired, tasting and stuff when you get to sweets, because it's missing all of the processed sugar. But after you're there for a bit, you come back and you bite into like my Reese's peanut butter cup back home, and my eyes go super wide. So it's great. And one of the things that I like about this too is that if it's towards the end of your trip, you could bring it back home with you and then have like a little bit of a vacation escape that you might be missing once you're back. It's super small. It's really meant for takeout, but there are 2 small tables. If you walk up and they're taken, just take it with you. And one thing that I really notice is that there are countless numbers of mentions about how friendly the staff was and how legit their smile was, how like warm, and just how much you could tell that they're enjoying what they're doing. And that, my friends, like those are going to be the things you remember after the trip for a long time, many years after your visit. So I could see myself almost returning every single night to enjoy that treat. So Awesomes loves it. What about you, son?
Well, my place to visit is going to be Nintendo Museum. It'll be opening up right before I get there, or a little bit before I get there, and of course I'll be visiting Kiyomizu-dera. Hopefully there are a lot more vending machines there. I want to see nothing but I'm very excited for the Nintendo Museum. I purposely didn't look at the Nintendo Direct because I wanted to experience it fresh, and I love Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo guy. We went to the Nintendo World beforehand, and I figure it's got to be pretty awesome. So it didn't seem super expensive. I'm not completely sure on pricing it, but I tried to reserve tickets, and you need a Japanese number and address right now. I'm sure it's going to change later on, but as for right now, it might be a little harder for foreigners to get tickets, but I have no experience going to get tickets in person because I haven't went there. So definitely looks very cool though.
I'm hoping that it's something to where either email to you or you pick them up at a 7-Eleven. Like so many different things, like tickets wise and things you purchase, and it's just like you pick it up there. So I'm hoping for you that is the case. So we'll make sure that is in Kyoto 2024. Thank you. That's awesome. We're going to move on to dinner next. So for dinner with us, I'm going to end up adding in, there's our new, right at the top, of course, I talked about it earlier, is the Kyoto Beer Labs. Let me pull this up. Now, one thing I just want to kind of say, son, is that Kyoto Beer Labs was like the place to go a little while ago, again, before it caught on and became so popular with foreigner guests and things like that. And also, like, you see Beer Lab on the map, and a lot of people are going to go. All of the different French fries, the chicken, so looks good. Their beer, kind of one of the cool things is that they brew their beer with tea leaves. Some of the one that they run is with that. And if you're at night, because it's close to the lodging that I'm picking, this is where I'm going to go, right? It's open from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. On like first part of our days, and then the others it's 1 to 10, but it's late. Again, probably food and things stops at least for sure around 9 o'clock. But they opened up a second location recently, like real recently, May 1st. They did, and It is called the Garage, and it's, I want to say, about 30 minutes from this by bus, like 20 to 30 minutes, depending on where you end up finding, which route you end up getting to get there. And it's going to be way less traveled by visitors that's there. So if I was traversing during the day, I would probably hit the Garage. And at night, when I'm just relaxing, because that's where my hotel is, I'll join in there, and maybe we can share some stories of what we saw versus someone else that's, from another part of the world. So all is good there, but it is well worth your time. They have a bunch of merch. I'm looking to bring back some shirts for myself. They just looked super cool. And other than that, son, that is my dinner spot. How about you?
Yeah, my place is called Honke Owaria. I added it to our grouping thing for Kyoto, but I saw how many ratings it had. It had like something like 2,000. So definitely is its reputation is intense. I can tell. I think we'd be remiss without getting some traditional Japanese meal when we're there in Kyoto. So why not get some soba noodles? Like, look at oh my gosh, it looks so cool. So I'm very excited to hopefully try this out.
You can have my fish, son.
Yeah, I was gonna pick sushi, but I didn't want to taunt you that much.
That's right. I like the little gardens, things in here. It looks like the seating's kind of nice. This is got some tempura, some fried foodedness.
Yeah,
that looks legit, son. I like this a lot. Looks like for time and things like that. Okay, so dine in, take out again. And they have a menu through their site. That's nice. And its main branch, stuff like that. Well, we'll go through I'd say our hours and stuff. We'll check hours. It's showing kind of like the close, so you'd have to just check.
Now, yeah.
Close right now. So before, just hop on their site, check things
hopefully
out.
I didn't mislead you.
No, but I mean, it looks like you see all the different specialty things that are on there if you click the link for this. Let me share this tab instead. So these are the things that you can get there. They kind of give you more information about it. Looks legit. And I don't see anything that's like, hey, we're not open right now. Maybe there's trying to have people not come. That are from overseas. And on the site right here, it says English. So look at that. That is pretty swanky and nice and wonderful. I love it all. One thing I want to say, besides the things we talked about in that Google Maps, there's also an Appa hotel that I've thrown in some other things that are here. Appa is a great place to stay if you're looking for a budget, but it wasn't the least expensive thing I found there. So that's part of why I didn't include that in it. So that's what I had. We found some other things. We threw in like an Indian place. That was one of my favorite Indian places that I've ever, not this specific location, but some of my best Indian food I've ever had and tandoori chicken I've ever had was in Tokyo. So I appreciate you, son, for hopping on with me again. Of
course.
And thanks for, sharing our talk, like with your channel stuff too.
Of course. Always fun.
It is. And if you've enjoyed the show and you want to thank Sam for all he does on his channel, give his dad money. So Go ahead and go on his dad's Patreon and help him save for these outrageously priced microphones that I want to use to record the sound of Japan and then share with you. So we're going to do song of the show for today. We're going to have a contest. Son, I had Sophie on recently and she had a Taiyaki shirt and I had my Kill Bill / Lost in Translation shirt. My shirt received 0 votes, which hit hard. The Taiyaki got everything. So for my listeners, I would appreciate at least having one of you, David, maybe, go on and vote for me. But what is your song recommendation for our song battle for this time that we're hanging out together with?
Unfortunately, I brought the heat a little too hard with this song recommendation. It's Fishman's Kansha Oroki. It's off their Orange album, and I heard it again today. They just put out greatest hits. I thought they had a greatest hits before, but this is the greatest hits, and it reminded me of how much I love this song. So I definitely that whole album is fantastic. I think Melody is my favorite off the album, but this one is on my mind today. So
I love it. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and include one that's going to be from Tokyo. Sioki Kyoto is the name of the group, and they have a song that is called Minchi Katsu, and it's like a mixed kind of meat combination of things in the form of a katsu, and the song goes hard. This katsu must have been amazing when you hear like how hard they go with this song. So I'll be intrigued. I figure if it worked for Steffi, food will work for me. So you know who to vote for. We'll put these links in what we have. For everyone that's listening that's normally part of the Lost Without Japan podcast group, I will see you again with the rest of the crew in like 2 more weeks. And, to everyone that's out there from my group, Ogenki Day, just stay well, my friends. I appreciate it.